Hi everyone, have you all heard about transportation before? Do you all know what is meant by transportation? If never, let me share with you all about what is transportation. Transportation is the movement of people and goods and the facilities used for the purpose. The movement of people assumes first importance in the minds of many, especially in urban areas. Still, the movement of goods, that is, freight transportation, is probably of great significance to the functioning of our economic society. Let's take a deeper look at transportation. We have four modes of transportation. First is road transportation, second, air transportation, third, maritime or water transportation, and last is rail transportation. Let's see one by one about modes of transportation available in the world. Firstly, about road transportation. Road transport means the transportation of goods and personnel from one place to the other on roads. A road is a route between two destinations, which has been either paved or worked on to enable transportation by way of motorized and non-motorized carriages. Example of vehicle that use the road as cars, trucks, motorcycles, and so on. Second is air transportation. Air transport is an aircraft designed for transporting passengers and freight from one location to another in the air using airplanes, jets, rockets, helicopters, and drones. Each of these types of air transport has a unique way of achieving speed and sustainability of its voyage. However, there are other types of air transport that may or may not be used for conveying goods, but could be used for recreational purposes. They include hot air balloons, blimps, gliders, hang gliding, parachuting, etc. Maritime transport refers to a means of transport where goods or people are transported via sea routes. In some cases, maritime transport can encompass pre- and post-shipping activities. Lastly, rail transportation. Rail transport is also known as train transport. It is a means of transport on vehicles that run on tracks, rails, or railroads. It is one of the most important, commonly used, and very cost-effective modes of commuting and goods carriage over long, as well as short distances. Since this system runs on metal, usually steel, rails and wheels, it has the inherent benefit of lesser frictional resistance, which helps attach more load in terms of wagons or carriages. This system is known as a train. Usually, trains are powered by an engine locomotive running on electricity or on diesel. Complex signaling systems are utilized if there are multiple route networks. Rail transport is also one of the fastest modes of land transport. Next is about the impact of transportation activities on the environment. As can be seen in the screen, there are three main effects, which is global warming, air pollution, and human health, that can be seen by the community when we talk about the effects of transportation. First, we need to know how transportation can lead to all effect above. Global warming. Burning fossil fuels like gasoline and diesel releases carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. The buildup of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases like methane, nitrous oxide, and hydrofluorocarbons is causing the Earth's atmosphere to warm, resulting in changes to the climate we are already starting to see today. Greenhouse gas emissions from transportation account for about 27% of total U.S. greenhouse gas emissions, making it the largest contributor of United States. Greenhouse gas emissions. Between 1990 and 2020, greenhouse gas emissions in the transportation sector increased more in absolute terms than any other sector. Next, about air pollution. The transportation sector is a major source of traffic pollution in the city center. Motor vehicles and traffic emissions are directly related to the fuel consumption caused by an incomplete combustion process in the engine system. Fuel consumption from the transport sector in Malaysia showed an upward annual trend, as evidenced by the 5,386 kilotons of oil equivalent kilotons in 1998 that rapidly increased to 23,435 kilotons in 2015. Combustion of fossil fuels from petrol, fuel oil, and natural gas in the internal combustion engine of a motor vehicle releases air pollutants, such as carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, non-methane volatile organic compounds, and particulate matter. The last effect is human health. The major sources of urban air pollution to individual health are particulate matter and nitrogen dioxide through emission from vehicle exhaust. Based on the article by Siti Haslina, 2020, about urban air pollutant from motor vehicle emission in Kuala Lumpur, on-road vehicles accounted for about 39% and 20% of total nitrogen oxide and carbon monoxide emissions in the European Union. And it is found those passenger vehicles are the major cause of nitrogen oxide and carbon dioxide emissions from road transportation. Epidemiological evidence has identified traffic pollution as a risk factor for adverse health outcomes, including respiratory disease incidences, cardiovascular diseases, and premature mortality. Thus, WHO estimates approximately 4.2 million premature death cases worldwide. Recently, a relationship between traffic pollution and other diseases such as cognition, mental health and dementia, and air pollution has been identified. How to reduce effect from transportation. First, setting greenhouse gas emission standards for cars and trucks. Set greenhouse gas emissions and fuel economy standards for the largest sources of greenhouse gases from transportation, including cars, light trucks, and heavy-duty trucks. Second, increasing the use of renewable fuels. Created the Renewable Fuel Standard Program to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and expand the country's renewable fuel sector while reducing dependence on imported oil. Renewable fuels are produced from plants, crops, and other biomass, and can reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Lastly is State and Local Transportation Resources Center. For information on emission reduction strategies, national policies and regulations, incentive-based and voluntary programs, funding sources, calculators, transportation conformity, and other types of assistance to help states and local areas achieve their air quality and transportation objectives.